Today I'm going to show you how to make your own cream cheese using just 2 ingredients. We start by heating up the milk, and as soon as it starts boiling we add the lemon juice and we mix it up, and then it's going to start curdling. As soon as it curdles, we separate the whey from the curd and we rinse the curd using cold water, and we squeeze out the liquid. We add salt and we process. And that's it. Soft cream cheese.
Authentic pesto Old Genovese. Authentic pesto making method uses pestle and mortar. Start with garlic and salt, then add basil leaves and pinny nuts. The correct cheese to use is pecorino, but you can use Parmesan or a mix. Then add a good quality extra virgin olive oil. Tips and a lot more details are on my blog arthurfoodie.com.
Today I'm going to show you how to make your own chocolate bar. We start by using a double boiler to melt our cacao butter. We then mix our dry ingredients. Those are milk powder, cacao powder, and a pinch of salt. We mix those and we incorporate them slowly into our melted cacao butter. We then add our sweetener. I'm choosing to use maple syrup. We transfer those into a chocolate mold and we let it cool down. And there we have it. Homemade chocolate bar. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own mayonnaise using just 5 ingredients. We start by cracking 1 egg and adding the juice of 1 lemon. To that then we add mustard, white wine vinegar, and sunflower oil. We add the oil slowly until the whole mixture is emulsified, and we're gonna get creamy mayonnaise. Show you how to make your own butter with just 1 ingredient. We start by pouring double cream or heavy cream and whisking it until we get whipping cream, and then we're gonna get buttermilk and butter. We use iced water to separate the buttermilk from the butter. We squeeze out all the buttermilk from the butter. We add our own herbs and lemon zest. We add also salt. We mix and enjoy. Avocado butter. We start by preparing butter the normal way. We whisk our double cream or heavy cream and we wash away the butter. Then we add our avocados, homemade butter, garlic powder, pepper, salt and lime. We allow to chill in the fridge and we enjoy. There we have it, yummy, delicious avocado butter. Today I'm going to show you how to make any nut or seed milk. The process is very simple and always tastes a lot better than store-bought one. Step 1 is always to soak our nuts. I normally do soak them overnight. Then we rinse the nuts or the seeds that we're using and we process them in a food processor or a blender for a few minutes. No, we do not need any fancy food processor. Any food processor will work. So we put the pre-soaked nuts in the blender with some water, we process and we pass them through a nut milk bag, and there we have it. The only 2 things that I did not soak were the oat milk and the hemp milk. For oats, we only make sure to process for a short time so it doesn't get slimy. And there we have it. I'm going to show you how to make extra virgin coconut oil. First, we start by cutting some coconuts. Step 1 is to make full fat coconut milk. We do that by adding some water and processing. Then we're gonna put this through a nut milk bag. This is our full fat coconut milk. We're gonna wait a couple hours until 2 layers are formed. One is the water and one is the heavy cream. This cream is the oily bit that we want to ferment. We ferment it at low temperature at about 30 to 35 degrees. Then we're going to notice the oil is floating at the top, and that is extra virgin coconut oil. The easiest way to extract the oil from the curd is through a coffee filter, even though we might lose some of the oil through the filter, but that's, from my experience, the easiest method. And there we have it, extra virgin cold press coconut oil. Today I'm going to show you how to make extra virgin avocado oil. I'm using 10 medium-sized ripe avocados. We start by peeling and mashing the avocados. We then spread them on flat trays to try to evaporate the water away. We do so by placing them in an airy place where the temperature is less than 40 degrees Celsius, mixing them every few hours. We then drain the oil away. I'm using a nut milk bag. You can squeeze the oil away. You can use the leftover paste for your beauty DIYs. This yielded approximately 2/3 cup of oil. And there we have it, extra virgin avocado oil. I'm going to show you how to make dairy-free coconut yogurt. We start by heating 2 cups of full-fat coconut milk and 1 tablespoon of corn flour until it reaches about 85 degrees Celsius. We then cool the mixture down until it reaches 50 degrees Celsius. We add 2 tablespoons of yogurt starter. We only need to do this for the first time. After that, we will use our made yogurt to be the starter for the next batch. We ferment this in a warm place overnight, and then the next day we will have homemade coconut yogurt. And there we have it, creamy, dairy-free coconut yogurt. I'm going to show you how to make your own tomato paste. This is relevant for those who have access to lots of tomatoes when they're on sale or if you're growing them. We start by washing the tomatoes and then juicing them. We take the tomato juice and then we're gonna filter it. Then we're gonna bring it to heat on low to medium heat for a few hours until we reduce all the water. Then we're gonna get this texture. We're gonna add salt. Salt will help preserve this for a really long time. Then we're gonna allow this to dry over the counter for about a day or two in an airy place, mixing it every now and again. And then we're gonna have our homemade tomato paste. It's very important to use a sterilized jar in order to make sure this lasts for a long time. And there we have it, homemade tomato paste. Today I'm going to show you how to make cream cheese. We start by bringing to boil 2 liters of full-fat milk at low heat until it boils. We then add the juice of 1 lemon. Curds will form. We are going to have curds and whey. The whey is very high in protein and is actually where whey protein comes from. This whey could be used to cook rice, beans, or as a vegetable stock. It can also be frozen. We squeeze some of the liquid out of the cheese. We add it to a food processor together with some salt and blend until smooth. If it's not as smooth as you wish, you can add a bit more whey or milk. If you want the cream cheese a lot richer, you can add 1 cup of heavy cream when heating the milk at the first stage. And there we have it, soft cream cheese. I'm going to show you how to make your own vegetable soak. You would add 2 tablespoons of salt and a 1/4 cup of white vinegar to a pot or to your sink. Add water, swish it with your hands, and then add your vegetables, fruits, or herbs. Then allow them to soak. Depends on how dirty they look, so sometimes 15, 25, or 30 minutes. Then rinse them well. And to give you an idea what you can see after, here's a closer look. You see the little creature there floating and lots of sand. Also, this broccoli might look innocent, but if you look closely, you will see it's loaded with sand. You can do this with herbs like oregano or mint. Some stuff might require a longer soak or rinsing few times to make sure it's sand-free. There we have it. Today I'm going to show you how to make any nut or seed butter of any kind. The first step is to roast the nut or seed you want in order to release its natural oils. The higher the oil content inside the nut, the easier it is to process. Whatever you do, please remember to always give your food processor or blender a break so it doesn't overheat. I normally roast the nuts and seeds at about 160 degrees Celsius for a few minutes. The longer you roast them, the deeper the color and the taste. The only thing I didn't roast here is the hemp seeds. And there we have it. Really easy to do your own homemade nut and seed butters. You can do almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, coconut, hemp, sesame, you name it. And there we have it, the guide to nut and seed butters. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade ketchup. We start by washing the tomatoes and removing the skins. We add the tomatoes into a large bowl and blend them with a handheld blender, or you can use a food processor. We pass them through a sieve to remove the seeds and chunks of the skin. This yielded for me approximately 3.5 cups of tomato juice. We add the tomatoes into a large saucepan over medium heat and bring to a slow boil to reduce them for approximately 45 minutes. We stir them occasionally. We then add all the ingredients and stir well. The spices and flavors combined give us the signature tomato ketchup flavor. We keep over medium heat for another 10 minutes. We stir it occasionally. When we achieve the consistency we like, we remove them from the heat. We let it cool down and we transfer it into an airtight container or a bottle, and we keep refrigerated for up to a month. Or we can freeze for up to 5 months. And there we have it. Healthy homemade Nutella. We start by roasting our hazelnuts. Then we're going to peel off the skin. That is the secret to getting smooth hazelnut butter, which results in a smooth Nutella. The longer we process them, the smoother they become. We're going to add to that cacao powder, maple syrup, pinch of salt, and coconut oil. We're going to process and enjoy.